I hadn't expected too much from the first kid, but it looked pretty interesting, and I'm trying to use Disney Plus more. And I have to be honest, this film was actually really entertaining. It's not the most amazing film I've ever seen, but I did enjoy the time I spent watching it, which really is all I ask for. This was released in 1996, directed by David Mickey Evans, and stars Sinbad and Brock Pierce. And as the title suggests, this is all about the president's son, the first kid. And he is called Luke. He's played by Brock Pierce, and he's a bit of a brat. But he gets a new bodyguard, Sam Sims, played by Sinbad, and together they form a kind of friendship, relationship, and Luke begins to open up more, and we understand more of his character while he begins to explore a bit more of life as a kid rather than being stuck in the White House all of the time. And that's not what I expected. The description from IMDb makes it sound like Luke is going to be running amok and causing havoc for the entire film. But it's not actually what happens. Obviously that does happen a little bit, but for the most part, it's all about Luke kind of finding out who he actually is and what it's like to be a kid. Obviously the main message here is, well, I guess there are two messages. The first one is don't judge somebody based on what you think you know about them, because he's not necessarily what one would expect from the first kid. And also, just because somebody has absolutely everything on the outside, it doesn't mean they have everything they need on the inside. And Luke's a lot more likeable than I was expecting. I did want to punch him a couple of times, but you could get up with him. I have to say, the reason I think this works really well is because of Sinbad. His performance as Sam Sims is just brilliant. He's very funny, his comedic timing is brilliant, his reactions are fabulous. I love the dynamic between Sims and Luke. I think the two characters work so well together on screen. The actors have a great on-screen chemistry. That pairing is absolutely perfect and it works so well. Obviously, if they hadn't got that right, then the majority of the film wouldn't have worked because they're on screen together a lot. There isn't anything about this that I didn't like. As I said, it's not exactly a groundbreaking, phenomenal film, but it's good fun. It's got a nice message. The development is very good. There are a good mix of locations. It's not just all set in the White House, which is something I'd perhaps anticipated. So there's a lot going for it, and it's kind of got a really good pace. It takes a few directions I wasn't expecting. Luke is more likeable than I first thought. It's definitely exceeding my expectations. It's a film I'd happily watch again. It's one that I think is good for the full family. When I started watching it, I kind of thought this is going to be more of a child's film, but actually it's not. I think it's a lot more of a family film. Good fun, well acted, great mix of characters. Wasn't expecting much, but it really delivered.